Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to World of Warcraft Season of Discovery and our Orc Shaman playthrough. Thank you guys very much for clicking on the video and choosing to join me here today. I do appreciate it, and I hope you are all doing well. We are going to head over to work on Vanquish the Betrayers and the Canvas Scraps. And then we're going to head all the way down and deal with the Centaur threat. We have a couple of plans down that way to destroy. And if that all goes well, we'll double back and go after the Razormane Quillboar and the Scouts. That is the plan for today. I am not really sure how I feel about the Shaman yet in the Season of Discovery. A couple of you guys have popped into the streams or left comments to the effect that you guys kind of found it boring to play, and also it's quite a mana hog. And it's not quite boring. I don't really find it boring. A lot of the classes in Classic are necessarily slow, but it is quite a mana hog, I've noticed. Also, Blizzard has gone in and they've upped the HP and the attack power of seemingly all of the enemies in the entire game. And because of that, you're going to feel like even more of a mana hog because you're going to have to cast more per combat. So that's really weird balancing when we only have one rune. Like, they have increased the enemy power, but honestly for a lot of characters starting off, especially when you're struggling to find runes, they haven't really increased our power much at all. So I'm gonna keep playing the Shaman, at least today and probably tomorrow. And then I'm going to make a judgment call on whether or not I want to try a different class, or whether or not I actually want to keep pushing forward with the Shaman. Knowing that the level cap is only 25, but still, that's quite a bit of hours of investment. So I would be really interested in hearing what you guys think about the Shaman, and, you know, other possibilities for us here in the future if I decide that this is not how I want to spend my time. Other classes I was thinking about, I was considering Priest, Mage, Hunter. Basically everything is on the table except for Druid at this point. If I do a Druid, it would probably be Alliance side. But no plans for that now. All of that being said, let's go ahead and get into things here. Alright, let's take Lieutenant Benedict's key up the stairs here, where we will unlock a chest that has an item that begins a quest. And then we will jump back down and finish the kill quest portion outside of the keep. And I do have a feeling that basically, you know, in Season of Discovery and Classic in general, the only classes that are not going to really feel like mana hogs are going to be classes that don't use mana. And possibly maybe the Paladin would not feel like a mana hog, depending on how you played it. But I do feel like the Shaman, the Mage, anything that does a lot of direct casting, even the Warlock up to a point, is going to be a little bit of a mana hog, especially early on. And especially since they went through and they upped the HP of all the enemies. We need to focus on finding Marines. We have all of the sailors we need. We only have 3 out of 8 Marines. That being said, they do share spawns, so if we can't find any Marines, it's in our best interest to kill whatever we can, in the hopes that when it does respawn, it'll respawn as a Marine, and not as a sailor. There is a chest over here. Let's see if it has any waylaid supplies in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing up the rep on this character. Depends on what it is. The silver leaf we could probably do. The silver leaf is relatively cheap. Now the problem with the waylaid supplies is that it really behooves you to stop everything you're doing and go get it filled as soon as possible if you want to get maximum rep. I'm not going to worry too much about maximum rep on this character. Like I said, I don't really know if I'm going to keep playing this class all the way to 25 or not. It really depends on how it starts to feel over the next couple levels, and if it picks up a little bit. It feels fine when we're fighting guys that are, you know, 5 or 6 levels under us. In this situation here, we're fighting guys 5 levels under us. It feels fine. We're still burning like quite a bit of mana to do a little bit of a casting rotation. But you know, it feels okay. We are already out of inventory space. Unbelievable. I am going to have to purchase another bag. We have a little bit of silver. I could probably afford to spend some silver on a few bags and just get our bag slots filled up. We know that as soon as I do that, we're going to find bags on the ground, but at this point I really can't afford to wait. We're going to have to go back to Razor Hill before we go do anything else. Let's try to get the last couple of Marines that we need to finish the quest. Alright, that is done. Let's get out of here. I think that what I would like to see for like a future season, I would love to see like the same sorts of class changes that we're getting with runes, but I really don't want it to be tied to discovering them. I feel like a season of discovery could have focused on so many different things. Instead, it's entirely focused on classes finding these new abilities. It could have been focused on, you know, finding things in all of the nooks and crannies of the world. Like, everywhere. Like, let's say I go into this burned out hut. There should be something in here, and, you know, maybe there will be. But the question is, will it be for my class? Who knows? We're gonna find out. But in a real season of discovery, there'd be something in here. There'd be a chest with some green loot. There'd be 50 silver. There would be a quest with some lore. You know, there'd be something. I have a frozen Markura. I don't know if a mage was just here or if this guy himself is a secret. I'm gonna blast him because what else should we do? You know, obviously we're gonna blast him. We can make no effect, so I have to assume that this is for a mage. And again, like, so we found a secret, right? We found something kind of interesting that is hidden away in a part of the world that you wouldn't normally go to. But the really big bummer about the Season of Discovery is that most of the time when you find these, they're not for your class. You know, they're not for your class. It would be much better if you're gonna have 8 times 12 discoveries in the game, to have them be loot chests, to have them be gold, to have them be quests with good rewards, to have them be an interesting event, or an interesting rare spawn, or elite, or a world boss. Something of that nature, and then you could do many more discoveries than just the 8 times 12 runes. 8 times 12 being the number of classes times the number of runes for each class. And that would have been a lot better, and then you can still have class changes, but work the class changes into the normal progression. Put the cool class changes into the normal progression, have us learn those abilities as we level up, make some changes to the talent trees, maybe make some things purchasable in the talent trees as far as like new abilities and stuff like that. I would much rather see my class changes for Classic Plus tied into the leveling up system, and not tied into the randomness of finding things, or, you know, tied into going online, finding a guide, looking up the location of all your runes, which is what 90% of players, especially after the first week or so, are going to do. As soon as there's a guide on Wowhead, people are just going to consult that, and they're going to go find their runes, the runes that they want. I would much rather have the class changes baked into the classes, for everyone to get to experiment with as they level up. And then have discoveries be something else. Have discoveries be gear and gold and quest and rares, you know? Alright, we did hit level 11. Let's go here. We'll take another rank in increasing our mana, since we do have mana issues. What else? We need to go turn in the scraps. That will actually give us a 4-slot bag, which, while not amazing, is free, so we'll take that. And then we'll buy one more 6-slot bag. Now I can't quite remember if we trained level 10. We are going to go have a look. This guy is not the general goods vendor. General goods, maybe that's inside, maybe it's over at the inn. Shaman Trainer has the Fire Totem quest for us, which we're not going to jump on that right now. We will do that at some point later. However, we do have Flame Shock to train. Flame Tongue weapon. Let's just buy all this stuff. The only thing that we're really going to use right now is Flame Shock. Let's bring that out to the bar. Not really sure where I want it. Let's go there. General goods vendor. We can get a bag. Alright, with that being done, let's head down to the south and we will go take care of the centaur plans. Actually, we'll stop over here first. Along the coast, we have gnomish tools to recover. I think I would also, for like future seasons, I would really like to see a hardcore option available. And the way hardcore should work in the seasons is that you should have one life until you hit whatever the level cap is. Like, let's say we had a hardcore option here in SOD. Then you'd have your one life until you hit level 25, but then once you're at level cap, you would be free to PvP, you would be free to raid, and do dungeons at your leisure. I feel like the challenge of the hardcore mode makes the game very immersive. It makes people play a lot differently. It makes you pay more attention to buffs, more attention to useful items than other modes of the game that you can kind of just power through without really like a big worry. So yeah, I would like to see some kind of hardcore option added to seasonal characters, and I do believe that the hardcore-ness of it should only extend to whatever the current level cap is, and that at the level cap, you should be free to raid and die and PvP and die and have a great time. Once the next level band opens up, well, then you're back to having one life. And that's what I would like to see. You know, the season has been really fun, but as far as like the moment-by-moment gameplay, there's really nothing quite as immersive as a hardcore character. And I feel like with the class changes and with increasing the enemy difficulty, it's kind of ripe for like a new hardcore experience that we just don't have the option for right now. You know what I thought about? That guy we saw frozen up here in the hut. Maybe we have to melt him. Maybe we have to melt him. The first thing I thought was that he was some kind of mage rune because of the frost. Like maybe they get some kind of frost ability from it. But then again, we just got flame shock. He could, I guess he could still be a mage guy because, you know, mages have fireball. But maybe we ought to try to melt him out. Maybe that would be something. I mean, we'll try it. Who knows if things really work like that or not. But let's go have a look. I think at the end of today, like if I don't find any runes today, while just naturally looking around and leveling up, I'm probably going to look up all the locations. When I first conceived of the Season of Discovery, it was something completely different. It was what I talked about earlier, where like along with the runes, there would also be other things to find. But there really isn't. You know, let's be real. You're getting the waylaid supplies, but the waylaid supplies are a random drop. And besides that, you're getting them from chest, which is okay. The rep vendor really sucks for the waylaid supplies. At friendly, you really don't get anything besides a 10-slot bag. You get some crappy green gear, but you can buy decent green gear on the auction house for really, really cheap, so it's not exactly gear that you need. So, you know, the waylaid supplies are great, but they're not that great early on. At Honored, I guess we get a rune from it, so it'll be worth it to farm up to Honored. But yeah, I'm kind of over the concept that I'm going to explore all the nooks and crannies of Azeroth. You know, they didn't really do a lot to make me want to do that. A lot of what I found has been stuff for other classes. And without more to find beyond the runes, there really just isn't a compelling reason to do it under your own steam. For a lot of people, I think the biggest part of the season is having a new class that feels slightly different from the classic class. And I feel like, you know, I think beyond the first character, I'm going to look up the runes. Absorbed. Okay. Wait, he's stacking some oh, that might have been the, We're both blasting him with fire. We had the same idea. Yeah, I don't think that, I don't think this is doing it. It's just absorbing anything. We can't really... Quickly regenerating block of ice. Yeah, no shit. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's not it. You know, that's so much for common sense, you know. So much for, like, applying common sense to the season. We need more bodies. He thinks we need more people hitting this thing. He thinks that we need more people. Maybe he's looked this up. He is getting some kind of effect around him. I did hear that some of like the priest quests require you to invite other priests to your group. You can see how easy it is. You can see how easy it is to get other players to help you out. It's not easy. Everyone's doing their own thing. And they really can't be bothered to help you with your thing. This is a shaman. This guy needs to get flame shot going. We need this guy to use Flame Shock. See that additional burn that we put on him? That's the debuff we need to stack. Applying heat, still not enough. 2, 1, 2. Okay, we need to do it in tandem. We all need to be hitting him together. We need 5. Yeah, we're only getting it to 2. Oh boy, isn't this exciting? We got it to 3 that time. So much for questing, this is what we're doing today. Alright, we have 5 people. And now we just have to wait till we're all grouped up. We've got somebody up here, Shaman, we got Mage down here on the islands. Yeah, I think we wait till the mage fireballs hit it, and then everyone with flame shock blast it. That's really all I could think of, because it ticks off of them really fast. Yeah, what he said. I mean, is this creating a unique moment? Yeah, it is. If it works. It's creating a unique moment. It's just kind of weird. You know, I don't know if like we're used to, as WoW players, having to do this kind of thing while we're leveling up. Like me personally, like I'm usually an antisocial player. I like to play solo. I don't like to talk a lot in groups when I'm grouping up with random people. I group up sometimes for kill quests, and really that's about it. So it's a strange cadence to play, to think like it's designed so that you stop everything you're doing. You get to go beg in general chat for people to come help you, hoping that there are enough people that need it. Now it works for right now, you know, right now there are enough people that need this. But what happens, you know, in a month or two when not as many people are around and you can't find help? That's where the problem comes in, you know? And then there are always going to be some people that really just prefer a solo experience. And like, obviously there is no way to do this solo. There aren't enough fire spells you can fling quickly enough to pull this one off. We've almost got the mage here. And then we should be good to go. So we'll wait till the fireballs hit. And then like we should all open up. And ideally this just happens really, really quick. He's like, sorry it took so long. Well, I mean, we don't have a choice. We have to wait. We have no choice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. Okay. Learn a new ability after defeating 10 enemies with Earthshock. That's awesome. Alright, we have a 15-minute server notification for the shutdown. Yeah, we have maintenance today. I thought like maybe after yesterday we wouldn't have maintenance today, but no, we do. Let's see if we can get this rune learned. That was interesting, I have to say. So that's one. Okay, it's gonna stack it up here. Building inspiration. Similar to when we had to get attacked by whatever 10 poison spells. It didn't say they need to give experience or honor. But we could probably just head over to Northwatch Keep here and do it on these guys. Context, context. Lightning bolt must have killed that guy, because that didn't count, unless it does matter that they're gray or green. Maybe it does matter. Yeah, having mana helps. Having mana is going to help us cast Earthshock. I hope we get this done before the server shuts down. That would be great. So I wonder if that one was for mages, like maybe it gave mages one rune and shaman a different rune. I'm kind of hoping that everybody that we pulled into that benefited from it in some way. That's the dream. Yeah, the guys who are gray do not count. Ooh, that's gonna suck. So we're looking for level 6 or higher. That's gonna make this a little bit more challenging to do it in this area. Because I'm having so many mana issues, I don't even ever have the mana to cast Shock. Oh, it's so bad. I want to like this class so much, but I really hate having to constantly drink my mana back. It's one of my pet peeves. Alright, one more to go. Alright, then we go back into our character sheet, we click the relic again to learn it. And Molten Blast. Engrave your gloves with the Rune of Molten Blast. Blast up to 4 enemies in a cone in front of you. 19 to 25 fire damage. This ability generates a high amount of threat. Flame shock periodic damage that has a 10% chance to reset the cooldown. Okay, that's almost like a tank. It's like an AoE tank ability almost, which is really cool. How much we're gonna get use out of it soloing, I don't know. We have to slot it. Yeah, that would help. We can slot it right here. Okay, it put it on the bar for us. Let's move it right over here. Let's do something like this. There we go. And I'd like to just see what it looks like. Well, that's something. I was able. Oh, like the periodic ticks on Flame Shock can reset it. It's a cone, so we can miss with it as well. Only 34 mana, 19 to 25 damage, as opposed to 27 to 32, 34 to 37, 21, and then 28 over time. Alright, so there we go. We got Molten Blast. I wanted another button to push. I suppose this qualifies as another button to push. A button that we can kind of push in melee. It's not like a ranged casted ability. And it's gonna make us want to cast Flame Shock more often, like at the start of a fight. So maybe we do more something like that. Or maybe even like that. That could work. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. I don't really know that we can get a ton of stuff done in 9 minutes. We might be able to get up to Ogremar in 8 minutes so that we can think about turning in this chest. It wants 20 Silverleaf. On the Alliance side, Silverleaf is really, really cheap. So maybe we can find it equally cheap here on the Horde side. And I think I will try to stick it out on the Shaman. You know, at least we found another button to push. At least we were able to see something in the world and come up with some kind of plan, and then it turned out that it was a rune for us. So that's not bad. I wonder how many people see that, though. Like, your first thought, like... I guess, like, it was after I learned Flame Shock that it kind of occurred to me that, like, hey, maybe we could melt the ice. So, like, my first thought was that it would be a rune that taught mages some kind of ice spell. Like, I don't know why I thought that. I'm like, I saw a dude trapped in ice. I thought about Ice Trap. I thought about Frost Nova. And I thought, okay, well, this is probably a mage rune. And it seemed like it might have also been a mage rune. You know, it might have been a shaman and a mage rune. Hence, like, needing fire to melt it. But I wonder how many people see that and just, like, don't think of that on their own. And it's right there waiting for you. But yeah, if you don't have the thought to melt that ice, you're never gonna get it. And then, of course, you have to be willing to reach out and to group up with other players. Now, I will say, if I get to level 15, 14 or 15, and I don't have the tanking rune, I'm gonna look that up. What I want to do on this character is I really want to tank. I really want to try tanking Ragefire Chasm. I'd like to tank Wailing Caverns. Like, on the Horde side, we have quite a few options to tank lower level dungeons really easily. And I'd really like to see the tanking aspect of this class. So if I don't find the shield rune, I'm gonna look it up on Wowhead, and we're gonna find it, because that's kind of my goal. It's nice having this one because it deals AoE threat. It's a cone in front of me that deals AoE threat. Like, yeah, that's absolutely awesome for tanks in Classic. That's, like, super powerful. The fact that it resets, it can reset off of Flame Shock, like, you know, that's incredible. I feel like that'll probably get nerfed at some point. But yeah, that'll go really, really well when we try to tank. And then the other thing is, like, we have to get a better shield. We need better gear in general, and, like, maybe we'll get that by level 15. Yeah, really, really cheap. We'll probably make a little bit of silver. We'll probably get like 6 silver for the turn-in, so we'll make about 1.5 silver off of the whole thing. Where is the mailbox? Mailbox is by the bank on the Horde side. If I would have checked here, like I don't have a problem taking gifts on this character. On my stream character, I'm not accepting any gifts, but I'll definitely take some bags. In fact, I'll take all of them just because they look cooler. I'll take 2 to replace. I'll take them all to replace the ugly brown ones. Yeah, I don't mind taking gifts on this character with it being a second character to my main. On the warrior, I'm not accepting any help. But on this character, I don't really mind. Yeah, there we go. 6 silver and a chunk of reputation. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll empty out our bags while we have a minute. Sell these. The boar meat we can use. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it right here for today. We have server shutting down in 45 seconds. Next time we will be heading south to take care of the centaur threat and wrapping up some other things here in Duratar. Thank you guys very much for joining me and for all of the support. If you are digging the series, leaving a like, subbing to the channel, ringing the bell, all of that helps me out immensely, and I greatly appreciate those that do. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there in the real world, and take care of each other, and we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.